Okay, so I was thinking this morning about this whole business of going through a breakup, either a normal breakup or with a covert or overt narcissist. And those latter two are much different situations than a normal breakup in a normal relationship because of psychological abuse, manipulation, and things like that, the devaluation, and you know, um, you find yourself in this place where now they're rubbing your nose in it. They've got a third party or multiple parties on board, and you're left out in the cold. It seems as if they want to destroy you. Like the only thing that would be appealing in their mind is that you are lying face down in the gutter, dying. Because why? Because you tried to love someone, you opened up to them, you got close to them, you saw their masks fall off, you came to know the truth, and the truth is the antidote to these people. But the problem is, the truth is also the very thing that they hate most. They despise the truth more than anything else in their existence, because the truth haunts them. It torments them. And now you're out here in the cold, and all you want is validation. You want the gaslighting to stop, or you want the silent treatment to stop, and you're stuck in your head trying to heal. And that that sets you up for a lot of emotional and physiological neurochemical changes and problems, And so I have found in my healing, the most effective things I can do is to pray whatever God you believe in. I don't think God cares what you call it. Just call it. I call it source, creator, God, or source, or universal consciousness, whatever. I don't think it cares what you call it. It only cares that you call upon it. The other one is to meditate, and that can be challenging. So you've got your head all full of all this shoulda, coulda, woulda. Maybe it is all about me. Maybe I did do everything wrong, and I should have done this, and I should have done that. You want to get out of that thinking as well, because with a narcissist type, there is no you could have done anything different or better. They targeted you from the beginning because you are a kind and gentle soul. You have a sweet and giving heart. You like to see everyone thrive and succeed. You want to do well and see others do well. And you're willing to help people do well and do better. And so you're a giver, right? And takers only take. They will never reap any real spiritual growth or benefits, because all they know how to do is to take from others. They never reach for it themselves. And so what you want to do is give yourself a break. Look yourself in the mirror and start loving the person that you see before you. You are worthy. You are valuable. You are deserving. And tell yourself that, right? And so going back to the meditation, it can be hard to meditate and relax and calm the mind if you have a lot of anxiety and adrenaline from all this negative thinking, all the fear-based thinking. Every fear-based thought gives you a dose of adrenaline. And in time, that adrenaline starts stacking up in your bloodstream. The problem is there's no reuptake for adrenaline. There's reuptake for serotonin and dopamine and other neurotransmitters, but not adrenaline. Adrenaline is God's gift to mankind. It is superhuman rocket fuel, right? It is what gives us that ability to do amazing human things in the moment of flight or fight. But if you're sitting on your sofa or laying in bed and you're reliving and rehashing the past over and over again, what happens is you're giving yourself dose after dose of adrenaline, so you become more anxious. And what follows anxiety? Depression. And what follows depression? More negative self-talk. And more negative self-talk produces fear. Fear produces more adrenaline. So you're going to want to get active as soon as possible. Every time, excuse me, when I was going through my first divorce with a covert narcissist, I had this intuitive thought, okay, every time I think a negative thought about her and the third party and all the horrible stuff they were doing, they were into black magic, they were doing all kinds of things, hurting my kids psychologically and physically. I had to get out of that because I was going to be of no service to my kids if I'm sitting there reliving this crap. So anytime they came into my mind, I would drop and do 20 push-ups, and I would tell myself, you're not allowed to think about them. You're not allowed to think about them. You have no benefit in thinking about them and all that negativity. You will not excel. You will not thrive in this place. So anytime they popped up, I would do 20 push-ups. I'd find a bar where I worked and I'd do pull-ups. And in the middle of a handrail where the 90-degree bend is, I would do dips. And so I would burn off that adrenaline. That's how you get rid of adrenaline. You have to burn it off at the muscular level. And once you start to regulate that and your thoughts, then you can easier enter into a meditative place where you're calm. You are in charge of your thoughts. And as they enter your mind, you can just see them as passing clouds in the sky, and you don't have to attach any feeling or sentiment or emotion to them. Just let them pass. And if you can't, and if it's a struggle, then do some push-ups. Burn off that adrenaline with every thought. And I promise you, you will start to feel fantastic once you start to implement this. You will be able to sleep again. You'll be able to have a regular balanced emotions, and you won't have that anxiety and vomiting all over people all around you all the time. And I've done all that. It's embarrassing, but there was a blessing from it because I'm intuitive. I learned from those experiences. The next thing is, when you think about these people, remember what Jesus said. He said, send them your love. It's like heaping coals on their head. You want to love them. God, creator, source creator God has created a being in every one of these avatars running around here, right? Our physical bodies are made up of the minerals from this earth, and unto the earth they shall return into the geologic cycle, just as they were before we borrowed them, right? The calcium in your bones most likely was in a dinosaur at one point in history, and then that became fossilized in an aquifer, and then you drank the water, and now you're taking the calcium molecules into your body. Everything's recycled as far as the avatar goes, but the soul is eternal. Your being is in a divine creation, as with everything in the universe. So every one of those people running around causing havoc, and they're either possessed or they just love the negative end of the spectrum. They reach for their potential is in the gutter. But if you're on the healing path, your potential is boundless. Your potential is way up there. But to get there, you have to get on the right frequencies. And how to do that is to love them. Love them. Love that being. Their behaviors suck. Absolutely. They're grotesque. They're atrocious. However, the being inside of them, Source Creator God loves that being as much as it loves you and me. Right? So love them, send them your love. The other one is to forgive. And this was so challenging for me. I'll tell you what, I thought forgiveness was co-signing the bullshit. That's not what forgiveness is. When I forgive, I'm saying, I no longer allow what you have done to me to infect me. I no longer permit those energies, that action, to hurt me over and over and over again. Forgiveness is setting it free, setting it loose, right? So that I can move forward, that I can be at peace within myself. And forgive yourself. We live and we learn. We all make mistakes. You know, we can forgive ourselves and say, man, well, I may have made some bad calculations or choices or whatever, but I can forgive myself because I learned from those experiences. And that's what this whole life journey is about, is living and learning and leveling up. We mustn't let anything run us over and destroy us. We have to do the best we can to take each encounter as a lesson. A sensei of mine once told me, Every encounter in your life has the potential to be positive or negative. It is only up to you to decide. And now I understand what he means by that, because I've seen people go through really intense trauma, struggle, and hardship. And once they reach for the divine and find the divinity within themselves, they became a very powerful force for good. And they help a lot of people with that. And so it's on us. It's on us. See what we can glean from every experience. And decide, am I going to allow this to be negative against me or positive for me, right? The other thing is to love ourselves. You know, if we despise ourselves when we look in the mirror, what we're doing is we're despising another bit of the creation. We are in the universe is in us. I am in source, source is in me. The two cannot be separated. Purely by the fact that we exist. We are here. We are now. Right? So, the other thing about all that, this is the interesting spiritual aspect to it all, really, is that when we take those positions that I just described, we're mindful of our thoughts. We own our thoughts. We take charge over our thoughts. We get physically active. We forgive and love the enemies, right? And we forgive and love ourselves. What happens is, the sooner we do that, the karmic wheel spins, and all the horrible, nasty stuff that's been cast your way and thrown upon you, the curses, the spells, the evil eye, all those things, they immediately return and go right back to their sender. Because now you're no longer eating that karma. You're no longer the scapegoat. And so in the realm of the spiritual, those things have to be accounted for. Whoever sends them has to either has to hit their mark, or they have to return to sender. And when they return to sender, it's usually amplified if it's well, I want to think good or bad. If I pray for you and love you and send you good tidings and all those things, then that's what's going to be coming back to me in overplus, because I'm following the law, the karmic law. And so anything bad sent to me, or you, or whoever, when I get in alignment with the divine, and I begin to stand and emerge in the light of the great source creator God, and I invite the flood of spirit in, then those things that get sent back to sender where they belong are usually amplified. And then additionally, nothing can pierce that. No darkness, no evil can pierce the light, but the light sure can pierce the dark. So remember that. Remember that, and apply these techniques to your life. And you will not only survive all that you've been through, my dears, but you will thrive. You will begin to thrive, and you'll find balance within yourself. And then you will be able to spot those people even sooner. And always pray, reveal them to me. Reveal them to me. If they're wearing a mask, source, let that mask fall off. Let me see to the truth. Guide me. Show me the way. And repel all darkness from me. I hope that helps you. That's helped me. And I've been through 2 relationships with covert narcissists. The second one was far more adept than the first. I didn't even see it coming. I didn't even realize what was happening until one day when the love bomb stopped and the devaluation began. She says to me casually as we're strolling through her backyard, "It was easy to make you fall in love with me." And I looked at her and I thought, oh? She didn't look at me. She didn't skip a beat, didn't change her pace. And a few moments later, she says, "All I had to do was mirror back all those beautiful qualities you possess." And my heart sank deep in my chest. I could feel as if my blood had stopped flowing, because I knew that was not a compliment. That was an admission A rare admission. The only time a narcissist likes to admit anything is if it's to stab you with the truth, right? To rub your nose in it, to shame you, to embarrass you. Oh, then they love the truth, but they won't admit that to anyone else. No eyewitnesses other than you, and that's how they operate. But that's okay. That's okay, because I'm on my healing path. I've leveled up spiritually. I have gotten on my knees and turned to my source creator God and cried my tears and begged for forgiveness and guidance and direction. And it comes. You cannot ask of the universe and it not be revealed or it not manifest. That is the law. So use it. That's what this is all about, is using what is available to you, you divine being, you divine creation of the source creator who is in you. Use what is here for you and grow and level up and heal and then help others. And then you get the full cycle of it all, is when we reach out with what we have been given to help someone else to find their path and help them in their healing journey. And with that, I send you love, peace, joy, happiness, and I wish you well.